my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my strategies for getting all my work done by noon, pretty much every single day. Of course, sometimes there's a big project that means I have to work until 2 or 3 in the afternoon, but most days I'm done by noon and I go and I eat lunch and then I move on with my day. Now, depending on what you do for work and what your situation in life is, some of these tips and strategies that I'm going to share today might be extremely applicable to you and others might not apply at all. But if you enjoy this video, if you get anything out of it at all, then please hit the thumbs up button to let me know. And also, make sure you leave me a comment down below and share whichever of these tips was your favorite. And also, if you have a favorite tip of your own that helps you be more efficient and get your work done more quickly, then please share that as well to be able to help everyone out. And I'm sure I would love to use your tips too. All right, so in my case, there are 5 different things that I do that really help me get my work done more quickly and kind of have less work to do so that I'm able to get everything done by lunchtime. The first thing is honestly probably the thing that will be the least applicable to most of you, but it's basically just how I've structured the offerings in my business. So when I first got started running my own business, I really focused on service-based client work, where I was managing people's social media, I was managing people's ads, and I was kind of doing anything and everything that people would hire me to do. I was building websites, just all sorts of different things. And while any one of these things can be pretty lucrative if you're great at it, because I only had basic skills in a lot of these areas, I was doing really low paying service-based work. Now, of course, when you're first getting started and you're in kind of like an entry-level job or you're new as a freelancer, you might need to take some of this lower paying service-based work to be able to get your foot in the door and to gain some experience. However, for me, in my business, as I've gained more experience and more skills, I've been able to specialize a lot more and focus on making money in a few different ways that don't require me to devote 40 hours a week to doing lower paying client work. Instead, what I do now is I really focus on being specialized and offering the highest level of service that I can so that I can charge really premium prices. Because of this, instead of trying to work with a dozen or more clients at a time and having to do that to be able to make the amount of money you want, what I'm doing now is I really just work with about 5 clients at a time, but I charge them significantly more and I'm able to create way better results for them because I'm so much more focused on each individual client. And then the other aspect of how I've structured my business and my offerings is that rather than just doing hourly based work where I'm providing some sort of service, I have created several different passive revenue streams where I'm selling digital products. And for those things, I had to put in the work up front and invest my time up front to create the product. But now I make money every single day when people buy these products and it doesn't cost me any more time. Okay, so like I said, those things might not be applicable to everyone, but I still wanted to share them with you because it's how I'm able to make as much money as I do while only working 20-25 hours per week. All right, so the second component of my efficiency and effectiveness here and getting my work done by noon is batching. Now, batching basically just means that you're grouping similar tasks together. So instead of writing social media posts every single day, at the beginning of the week, or even you could do this at the beginning of the month, I write a whole bunch of them at one time. Now, not only does that mean that I actually take less time to do it, but it also means that I don't get interrupted so many times during the week. So if I was to try to write, say, a Facebook post every single day of the week, it maybe only takes me 15 minutes each time, although it might take me more because I have to kind of get into the mood first and figure out what I'm going to write about and then write it. And that means that every single day of the week, I've got this 15 or 20 or 30-minute task that I have to do. Plus, I have the time of switching from something else to that and then switching away from that to something else. And all of that eats up a lot of time. So instead, what I do is at the beginning of the week, I sit down for an hour or two and I write out all of the posts for the whole week. Now, this allows me to have a much more cohesive message with my marketing, which helps me get better results. And it also saves me a lot of time because that's maybe an hour and a half up front, but that's less time than if I was spending 15 or 20 minutes every day. and I'm not having to lose that time from switching tasks. Now, I'm using social media as an example, but I use batching for a lot of different aspects of my business, including filming my YouTube videos, and when I'm blogging, I use that for writing my blog posts and getting them uploaded. And I also use it for answering email. Instead of checking my email 5 or 10 times every day, I just check it once per day, answer as many emails as I can, and then I move on to my next task. The third thing that saves me time every day and allows me to get my work done by noon is outsourcing. Now, there are different ways you can outsource. Basically, if you're not aware, outsourcing is just when you hire someone else to do some of your work for you because you decide that your time is worth more than the amount of money it would cost to hire someone else to do it for you. When I first started trying to outsource tasks, I focused on the little tasks that I thought were eating up my time. Things like answering email or responding to comments on social media. However, what I realized after a while, and after this not really working that well, was that even though it would be great to have someone do those tasks, and at this point I do have someone who does a lot of those tasks for me, where it really helped me the most to save time was actually to hire people to do the tasks that were very important tasks in my business that I could do all right, but I knew someone else could do even better than me. So for example, I can design websites, and I've definitely created plenty in my life, but it makes more sense at this point for me to hire someone who's really good at creating websites to design something that is exactly what I want than for me to spend maybe 80 hours or possibly even more struggling to create the website and having it end up not exactly how I want. This helps me get better results, and it also saves me a whole lot of time. The fourth thing that I do that allows me to get my work done faster is the way that I schedule my work. Now, I know that this isn't maybe what you were hoping to hear, but getting up early really helps. I normally get up at either 5:30 or 6 in the morning, and I don't start working right away, but getting up that early allows me to get in the right mindset before I start my work so that I'm able to be as efficient and as effective as possible. Beyond that, I really try to structure my work around my goals. So instead of first jumping onto my email and getting caught up with responding to people and solving other people's problems, I first set big goals at the beginning of each month or each quarter, and then every week I'm planning my tasks around those goals. That way I can focus on the most important tasks that really move the needle rather than constantly getting caught up in things that are urgent. Alright, and the fifth and final thing that I do to keep my work schedule really under control and not consuming my entire life is I am constantly decluttering. I'm constantly decluttering both my work schedule and also my commitments. At least on a monthly basis, I take a look at what my regular work schedule is looking like and I ask myself, what can I cut out? I also take a look at what my goals are, and then I ask myself which of the tasks that are on my schedule are really supporting those goals, and then I ask myself, why am I doing the other ones that aren't supporting my goals? Now, at first glance, those tasks that aren't supporting your goals might seem totally necessary and like something that you just have to do whether you like it or not. But I try to think creatively and figure out ways that I can somehow eliminate them from my daily tasks. This could mean that I delegate the task to someone else and outsource it, or it could mean that I decide that whatever result I'm getting from that task simply isn't worth it. Or it could mean that I find an alternative way of accomplishing the same thing. So if you want to spend less time working, then my best tip for you would be to first figure out where your time is going right now. So keep a time log and track exactly how you're spending your time for an entire week. At the end of the week, look at everything that you accomplished and kind of how your time was spread out between these different tasks. You need to assess whether the way that your time is being delegated reflects your values in life and what your goals really are. And then, of course, you need to create some goals and figure out what tasks you really need to be doing to support those goals and what should happen with all those other tasks that are filling up your time and aren't getting you where you want to go. All right, and then finally, for those of you who are still with me, I just wanted to share with you real quick, because I realized this might be interesting or even important to you. I wanted to share with you what my schedule actually looks like, just to give you a point of reference what these tips are accomplishing for me. Right now, I'm waking up at either 5:30 or 6. Currently, it happens to be 6. And then I do a short morning routine where I just do some personal development type things and also just some basic things to get me ready for the day, like getting dressed and putting on my makeup so I feel prepared. And then after that, I jump into my work at about 6:45, and I work from 6:45 until 12 or 12:30. And so that means that right now I'm working about 5.5 hours per day, or about, I guess, 27.5 hours per week. And like I said, it kind of fluctuates based on whether I'm launching a new product or whether my business is just coasting. Recently, when we were traveling, I cut my business back to the bare minimums. I wasn't launching anything, definitely, and I was working only about 10 hours per week. But now that I'm back in the States and I'm back in my regular work mode, and I'm getting ready to launch Startup Society pretty soon here, I am working more like 25 or 30 hours per week. However, later in the summer, after my launch, I expect to go back down to about 20 hours per week, which is definitely my happy place. I also wanted to share with you guys that I am doing a free workshop really soon here. This workshop is going to be a condensed version of the most popular workshop I've ever offered, called How to Get Started Making Money Online. Now, the best-selling version of this workshop is a 2-hour workshop that walks you through absolutely everything about how to get started making money online. Now, this workshop has been so popular and has been so well received that I realized that the information was really helpful and really important to a lot of people. So that's why I decided to offer this condensed, kind of sped up version of the regular workshop. This free version will be 60 minutes long, and it's really going to walk you through the big picture of everything you need to do to successfully get started making money online. And there are 3 distinct phases of this framework. The first phase is building up your audience, because in order to make money, you have to have someone who is spending money, basically. And then in the second phase, you are monetizing that audience. And then in the third phase, you are scaling and growing your business. If you are interested in learning how to get started making money online and finally taking control of your life and of your own schedule, then I encourage you to join us for this free workshop. I'll leave a link down below where you can find out all the details and sign up. Okay, well, that is everything for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate all of your support, all of your comments, and for liking this video if you enjoyed it. My name is Gillian Perkins, and I look forward to seeing you guys again next time.